Church cool? Church is cool?
Yeah. Honestly, we just document that and go home.
Doing a video.
I actually remember when you told me about it, and it was silly because we were texting, and I was sitting there, and you tell me the idea, and I remember just getting really excited. Like, and then I told Kenny like right afterwards, and he was like jumped out of his chair. He's like, "That's the greatest thing ever! Like, that's like the best idea I've ever heard." And that was pretty much how I felt internally. I mean, old buildings with awesome acoustics and like fun people, and just kind of it was kind of like almost like music therapy all weekend, because you just get the like it was lazy. We were all lazy, just sweating and walking around and sitting on the pews and watching music. And really, I don't know, I thought it was a really nice therapeutic kind of way to spend 4th of July weekend. So
I didn't know what to expect from the church because I only saw these Google Map images, and I was gonna try to come up here beforehand, but it didn't work out. And the church is way more than I expected. We came in here and everyone was in awe that was with us that night, and the church, it was more than we bargained for with this church. I was really stoked on that.
It didn't really hit me how much work it was going to be until probably the day before. I didn't know what to expect because I was kind of nervous coming alone, but actually it was a really good experience. I had a good time. I'm glad I came. Everything seemed to work out great.
It's just a great idea, first and foremost. I mean, to have all these bands come together and just play music in unison in a beautiful place, and the organ and everything. I mean, it's just a miraculous thing I had to be a part of.
It was one of those things where you have to work with what you have, and we worked with what we have, and we went beyond that, it seemed. Personally, I can speak for myself. I like the fact that I was running around the whole time just trying to get everything in, because I didn't really do much except for call people and get them here. I mean, I guess I'm kind of an a-hole for bringing all these people together that don't know each other, putting them all in a building and say, all right, we're spending this weekend together. But, I mean, you were here, you got it all on film. Everyone was jamming with each other, getting to know each other. I like when people can come together for one cause and be successful.
So, what are you painting?
A new picture every time. It's brand new, right?
Yeah,
That's a good
it's like
one.
a Jackson Pollock.
It's a Jackson Pollock. You just throw shit. Yeah.
Very messy.
Very messy. Very messy. Met through mutual friends.
But this was Ian's thing, way before.
It was my baby, I guess, yeah. And she's just like a stepmom. So,
Yeah.
No, she came in. I was looking for a drummer forever, and things just didn't work out. And location helped. Mutual friends, music. She doesn't know how to play drums though either. That was like one of the main things. No preconceptions.
What message are your songs providing?
Hope. Yeah. That's just wearing a Drop Dead t-shirt. I guess hope. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but also the aspect of it being minimal.
Minimal too. Yeah, simple.
So
Less is
anyone
more.
can play
Yeah,
the
simple.
songs.
Minimalism. Yeah. I want everybody to be able to listen to it. Like not like watch it and be able to be like, oh, I could do that. Not like, oh, I can't do that.
And what are you guys doing here today?
We're here. There's an interesting idea coming up to a church, just open church for a weekend. Just doing whatever we're allowed to do, and it's hard to turn down, especially being July 4th weekend. It sounded fun.
What are your goals with the band?
To play more shows.
What do you do when you're not playing?
Think about playing.
Sleep.
Yeah.
I don't know how the set's gonna go because I'm so new at this. So
the spontaneity part is it. That's the fun part. You have no idea what's gonna go. You kind of have an idea, but at the same time,
no idea.
Yeah.
And Ian's a live wire, so you never know.
Yeah, wow. Watch out. This is our second show. Yeah.
And our fourth time ever playing
together. Yeah.
So do you guys do a lot of improvising?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, you don't want it to turn out that way. You want to play perfectly every time, but it doesn't happen that way. I couldn't hear myself today, but I just do what I do. And it's so hot in here.
Do you guys have anything to confess?
I haven't been to church in 15 years, but there's still hope. Yeah. What do you have to confess?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Too innocent.
Nothing. Yeah. That's her confession right there.
Innocent little old me, caught you acting so seriously. Am I wasting away my time, or is time here to waste away my mind? Versus wrong, it is suffocating me. Wanna raise so that I can be attracted to the things I believe I need. Simply human, change yourself and you change the world, man. Satisfaction will make you scream. It's a myth, it's like the American dream.
What did you expect coming here this weekend?
Sleeping on the floor, uncomfortable sleeping conditions, but also music. It's worth it.
Expected it to be a lot jumpier than it was. It's actually really good.
Yeah, it really turned out really nice.
Seeing a bunch of people come together and just try to, accomplish something, and be part of something for the sake of being a part of it.
Just to get all these people in the same room,
Yeah.
Have you played with any of these bands before?
Yeah.
A bunch of them.
Yeah.
This band,
Yeah.
And we played with them in different bands before. We've all been in different bands. So.
Yeah, we know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Them all.
The majority of the other acts that are here, we either know or have been able to play with it.
And when did you guys get started?
3 or 4 months ago.
Yeah, Tyler started playing with 3 months ago.
We're actually working on our CD right now. 4 songs.
Who are your major influences?
I really like the Smashing Pumpkins. They're like my all-time favorite band.
Deftones, I got Deftones shirt on. Toyed in Cambria, a good one.
A lot of 90s alternative stuff, like Nirvana and Silverchair and
Fugazi.
Yeah, Fugazi.
Jawbox. A bunch of bands in the
A lot of post-hardcore. I really like a lot of shoegazer. There's a lot of newer shoegaze bands like Ringo Death Star, Pains of Being Pure at Heart, Best Coast. Cool.
What kind of message did your band try to present to you?
Nothing really. I'm not trying to really say a message. I just try to
play.
Yeah, and just kind of just write random whatever I'm thinking. Not really too much meaning. I mean, it means whatever you want it to be. It's all subjective.
Is this the name of the movie?
I came up with that because I work at a print shop and I just see stupid pamphlets and stuff like that all day that we print, and one of them was actually on proper dog etiquette, and the word etiquette just kind of stood out.
And it was better than our old band name, Boys in the Club with a Z.
Yeah.
Which is a great name. Don't get me wrong.
How was performing in a church?
It's awesome. The acoustics were awesome. It sounded great. Jesus was with us on this one.
That made all the difference.
Yeah.
We could have played in a big room, but having Christ up there. It's nice that it's really laid back and not really performing for people or we're being rushed to do stuff. It's just we can concentrate, have a good time, and we've been here for the last 3 days, so we're pretty comfortable with this environment. I mean, I think there's been just a lot of little moments of just the first night we got here, just seeing like, Klics and Keith Kenny and Melissa all just kind of just playing together, like not informal, even if cameras weren't running, they're just doing it because they just love playing music and just kind of watching, just, people just getting together. And it was really a lot of different things spread out over the weekend of just seeing cool things happen that otherwise really wouldn't have happened at like a show or something.
Confession.
Oh my God.
I haven't showered in 3 days.
I've been wearing the same pair of jeans for 3 days.
I really want to gas. Really pour myself a drink.
I like cake.
So what's on the menu tonight?
Spaghetti, and for all you vegetarians, there's no meatballs, but I will be making meatballs separately for you meat eaters. And we also have bread. We have hot dogs all day, and got some peanut M&Ms.
Awesome.
And water, a lot of water.
All right, we're here with Patrick Llewellyn of the Benedict Arnold Trade School. Say hi, Pat.
Hi, how are you?
So what brings you to Canajoharie, New York?
Well, I had gotten a phone call from Paul to put this together like a month and a half ago, saying they're having this little retreat to play music. I didn't want to miss the opportunity. What I've always said more than anything else about the music community we have where we are is that I love being a part of it, not solely for playing music, not solely because I like playing music and music saved my life more times than I can remember, but because everyone who plays really respects each other and cares about each other, and we're all friends. And to come to a thing like this and have this kind of experience with everybody for a weekend is something that there's no way in hell I would have passed up. I probably would have came even if I wasn't playing at all.
And how long have you been playing music, like guitar, like I guess specifically, but if you have played other instruments?
I mean, I started with trumpet.
Oh wow.
Unfortunately. In 4th grade. I started playing guitar in like 6th grade. I've been in bands since freshman year of high school. My first band was a ska band, don't judge me. Then I was in Waiting for Sunset. So that was more like a screamo kind of band. After that, I just decided to start writing my own stuff. And it just started coming out, folky kind of punk thing. But we experiment with swing, dance music, more bluegrassy kind of stuff. There's some songs I play banjo on.
I heard you recently recorded a rock opera.
Yeah, The Baker's Zoology. Yeah, it's a rock opera. It's, sort of. It's more of a bunch of song suites that tie together, and there's a bunch of musical themes and stories that seem disjointed that all become one story at the end.
How did Benedict Arnold Trade School form?
It formed, the guy who plays drums, Jake Egan, he's been in every band I've ever been in. We met I joined that ska band, he was in it. He was playing with me, and then our friend Joe, who's in another band with Jake and Joe called The Human Era, and Joe, has been playing with me since 2006, and then
Scotty, we just picked up when our other guitarist moved last April.
How did you guys come up with the name? It's a pretty cool name. So
it was like Patrick Llewellyn and his band at first, and we were driving to a show one day as Patrick Llewellyn and his band, and Jake saw like a Thomas Jefferson High School and said he didn't understand why they named schools just arbitrarily after people from history. And he's from like the Benedict Arnold Trade School. And we were like, that's a funny pun. You want to call the band that? And I was like, yeah. So we ran with it.
Who did you play with today?
Today, I mean, it's just a cool experience, and I was gonna do it by myself, and there were so many awesome musicians here that I was just like, well, let's bring in some more people and have some fun with it. The first track on drums was Kevin from Young American Artists and Control and Killed by the Bull, and Mike from Gypsy Wig played bass, and Mike Ambrose played the melodica. He played melodica on the second song. And on the last song, Michael Klics from Indian Princess.
So you're talking about kind of the community, the communal vibe here and stuff, and just in the scene that we have in Sussex County and all that. What do you think kind of the cultural significance of music is in society?
You know, I feel like for a while the cultural sense of music was really lost, but I feel like more so than ever, people actually caring about artists struggling and trying to do their thing is coming back. It's very cool, and I see more and more people coming out to shows, like new faces all the time that I've never seen before. So it's really refreshing to get a vibe of like, wow, the music scene's actually coming back. So I think the cultural significance is people are fucking tired of Kesha. I don't know. Even this like experience, like it seems like there's been more and more kind of unique opportunities. Even with, I know you weren't at Kitten Fest, but Kitten Fest last week, and there's just been lots of that. Even with good friend Letric, what they were doing for a while, and like it's very cool.
There's been like a resurgence, and it's because when I went away to college, it was the scene had like imploded.
I mean, it was gone for a while. And I think it's because everyone around here sort of stopped playing. I mean, it's funny because it's all the same people who played when we were like 16, but we're just older playing different music now. The documentary, I think, like I said, I think this is so cool. You know, for me, it's a really cool opportunity to hang out with all my friends, but I think the documentary itself is one of the best ideas I think anyone's ever had. And I give so much credit to Paul for being the most active and prolific and really just, you know, ringleader of a scene I've ever seen. I thank him so much for doing it. I think it's just a fantastic weekend, fantastic idea.
So you're in a confessional booth. Do you have any confessions to make?
Look, confession, I'm really bad at relationships. So I'm single, but it probably won't work out.
But tired of dark thoughts in the ocean of my mind, till I'm swept away in the undertow, where once you go, you never come back. When it's crazy that you've gone, in control that you lack, manipulation is such a simple game. When you're lost in the undertow. Well, I authored the book of our disaster, though it often feels plagiarized. Well, I swore it the truth when I said it's you that I'm after. Well, that's that story summarized. Well, I couldn't stop speaking all the words I was saying when I got under your skin. Well, that meant more to me than keeping you happy. Well, I just couldn't let you in. So I spit all my venom until it formed a river, and you're swept away in the undertow, where once you go, you never come back. When it's crazy that you've gone, in control that you lack, cover self-loving with pointing all the blame. When you're lost in the undertow. Well, I sincerely tried to keep you from all you wanted. No, I'm not proud of myself, but I'll I was being an asshole. I was swept away in the undertow, where once I go, I'll never come back. When it's crazy out of God and control that I lack, the fuck yous pour like pour-lips autumn rain. When you're lost in the undertow, well, there's no coming up for air. Lost in the undertow.
All right, so you guys are actually you're 4 guys, but 3 bands, right? So could you name the bands for everyone?
Okay. Well, us 2 guys are in Please Exist.
All right.
And the 3 of us are in Sushin.
And Hides a Well.
Hides a Well.
Yeah.
So how did you guys all meet? Like, did you grew up together, or work together, or went to school?
Me and John grew up together. We met in 4th grade.
Yeah.
And then we met Ralph from acquaintances. Because I thought they were cool. And we thought he was cool.
We met Ralph at shows. We saw his band, the Numbskulls.
Yeah, at a show that we played at too. And then I met
Music Theory.
Brian at County
CCM.
College. Somebody thought it would be a good idea for me to go get an education.
Yeah.
And it turned out
what happened?
Yeah, it was a good idea.
So how long have you guys kind of been playing music together?
Well, we've been playing together in a couple other bands in the past. So probably about 10 years. Probably around 2000, 2001.
Oh wow.
We just kept shedding layers off. At first we had a keyboard player and a bass player, and then we had a bass player, and now we don't even have that anymore.
Well, me and John have been playing music since we were, like kids.
Well over that now. Probably more like 14 years. I don't know. Since we were like 17, 16. Maybe even earlier. I really want to count stupid.
Since we're in our late 40s at this point. It's really been a long time. Brian has been playing
like 2008?
Yeah.
2007,
No, earlier than that. Yeah.
2007?
No, it's like 2006.
Really?
Yeah.
We recorded Fall.
Yeah, and like you were, Brian was actually in Sushin before John.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Figure that one out.
Unless you count that show years ago.
Oh
where I
yeah,
filled in.
well Ned didn't show up. It was like, where's Ned at?
Explain the name, like how you guys came up with the names. I guess we'll start with Please Exist again, since you guys are right to my left.
It was a poem I wrote at the time. I wrote it about love, but then the more I thought about it, I was being sad.
Yeah. And then what about how did Sushin kind of manifest itself as a name?
I was a senior in high school at Morris Knowles High School in Denville, New Jersey. I was like pretty much just like listening to weird music with my art teacher. It was cool. And I was like, she's like, oh, you should do like you should record some music and do like a little EP thing for like a project for your like main project at the end of the year. So I did that, and
thesis, if you will.
Yeah, it would be like my deal, you know. So I was like, yeah, all right. So I needed a name. So I was watching MTV like you do, and Moby was talking about Kurt Cobain, who I love. And I think all of you do as well. And he was saying how Kurt Cobain was so insouciant towards the music business. And when he said this, a little bubble came up, and it gave the definition of insouciant, because it's like, who uses the word insouciant? Kind of like being like nonchalant towards something that's could affect you, or should affect you, but you're just you're kind of like, yeah, fuck it.
And then how'd that name come?
Well, I started off just calling. It was like a solo project. I just called it by my name. So I didn't name it until I guess this year, and it comes from my favorite book, which is The Little Prince.
Okay.
And the quote is, "The beautiful thing about a desert is that somewhere it hides a well." And I was like, that could be a cool name, so that's how it happened.
You have anything to confess, since we were in a confessional mood?
Adam, I turned your amp up kind of loud.
When I was loading the gear back out of the room, I was putting something down, and I hit the sliding tray on one of those computers where the keyboard was, and the drawer slammed shut, and I was like, oh, I didn't break anything.
I bashed this guy's brains in, and
you killed the man?
Yeah, but everyone knows about that.
I'm gonna keep it secret till my grave.
peeping times will kill her curiosity. And who am I to say that they should have melted your iron armor and seen your glowing good? Every now and then a devil's good. That's up to me. The pretty poison, pretty poison. You show up late, an hour or two. There's no excuse that they won't see through. So you punish them while smiling. Keep the makeup from running down your chin. You just need to get through the night. One step at a time. Then you wake up in the middle of the night. You can't get back to the dream you had. So you picture it in your head, but it's not enough to get back. You just need to get through the night. One step at a time.
Thanks.
All right, so we're here with the owner of the church, and the reason why we're all here, Eric Stroud. So how'd you acquire the church? Why'd you buy the church 3 hours away from your house?
Well, I'm an organist, and one thing I always wanted was to have my own pipe organ in a great space. So how do you really do that? Well, you can't really buy an organ and put it in your house. It won't sound right, so you look for churches that go up for sale. And just by luck up here in New York, a lot of churches went up for sale because they closed. The Catholic Church closed them because the memberships came down. The price was right, and I felt it was worth driving 3 hours to come up and have a place like this where I could practice.
Like a getaway, kind of?
It's a getaway, yeah.
And were you a couple years ago, I remember in your basement, Eric's my neighbor, so I've been to his house, but in your basement you had a bunch of pipes. Were you going to try to build an organ?
I was going to try, but it would never sound right. It would just, the sound would be so dead. You need to have a lot of reverb. The ceilings have to be curved. There should be, a lot of length to the sound. So this is why it works out so well, just putting it in church.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing music for?
I've been playing the piano since second grade, and then when I met my wife, who at the time was my girlfriend, she convinced me to play organ at her church, and that was 1992. So that's when I became an organist. And then I've studied the organ for the last 8 years with formal music teachers, and I play in Madison as a church organist on weekends.
You used to do it in Hoboken?
Bayonne.
Bayonne.
I used to play at two churches there, a Lutheran and a Catholic church, so I love the organ. It's like my kind of style of music.
Obviously, there's you're here with a bunch of strangers. Why would you agree to have us all come up here and do our little documentary thing?
I mean, I've known you for a long time, and I know how passionate you are about the music, and your friends are, and you know what? If you're looking for sound, and reverb and just a great place to record and listen. I mean, why not do it in the church?
Plus, it
And
looks cool.
It looks cool. You got some great light. You have instruments. You know, funny, weird, old, ancient things. It kind of sets the atmosphere for doing, I think, what you're trying to do.
Awesome.
So you guys are always welcome.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for that.
Hey, my pleasure.
I overheard you talking before to some of my friends in the kitchen. You're working on a PhD right now?
I am.
You want to tell us more about that?
Well, I'm also a chemist. So one thing I wanted to do was go back and get my doctorate. So I'm a year away from being a PhD in organic chemistry at Seton Hall. And that's just one of those things I have to do in my job. So I just need to be eye level with a couple other PhD folks. So I've been doing that part-time, playing the organ, coming up here, driving my wife insane, driving up here and doing maintenance on the church, but it's all working out.
Yeah, it's great. Everything seems like it's coming into place.
Thanks. The fun part's coming up. Put it together. Perfect. A little bit of fun.
I know we're not allowed to go to the catacombs, but could you take us down there so we can take some footage?
Oh, sure.
Watch your head.
You might see some bats. The old church, the original church, stood here, and it burned down, and then they rebuilt on top of it. You could see evidence of some of the old church and the new, but they carved this church out of stone.
How old is the church?
It'll be 150 next year.
Wow.
But this is limestone, and they cut it out, and you know, it's not going anywhere. We'll be long gone, and the church will still be here. But so you can see how they cut the rocks for the walls. They quarried it and cut it into those shapes like that, and they stacked them up. And that's it. Let's see. These two things, these are the old blowers for the first organ and the second organ in the church, which were way before my time. But that's what they look like. And it blew all the way upstairs, which was crazy because it's sucking damp air, blowing it up into the pipes. They weren't too smart back then, I guess. But the blower now is upstairs, and you can't even hear it. I found this just a couple months ago. Behind this wall is another room.
Really?
I put my hand behind it. There's a whole other room behind this wall. I don't know why they sealed it off, but it's the area under the foyer, the narthex, where you come in the front door.
Really?
There's a whole room behind this.
The cast of Amontillado.
It could be. Yep, it could be.
Stuff going on.
Fortunato could be right behind there. The stairs are very, very weak, so just go one person at a time.
Oh, we're back in here. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. Seriously.
First question, Evan. What's your secret? How'd you get so big?
I ate all of my vegetables, and even the bad ones. Even the ones that suck. I ate
don't
those
think
too.
any of them are bad.
No, I didn't drink coffee until I was about like 19.
So that's the secret?
Yeah.
Not drinking coffee?
It didn't stunt my growth. And I didn't smoke cigarettes either, so.
Well, first of all, how did you guys meet each other? What's the backstory on your personal connection to one another?
Me and John were in a band called Bird Screams.
That
And then Mike
Maybe
joined
you've heard of them.
and then Mike joined the band and quit. But while we were in the band, we were like, let's start another band. Maybe we should call it Gypsy Wig.
How'd you guys come up with the name Gypsy Wig?
I think it was like we were at a Halloween store or something. It was like, oh, Madonna wig, whatever wig, Gypsy Wig. Yeah,
I was kind of curious as well, so.
I don't really know either.
Evan definitely came up with it. So
but that was our plan. We were like,
he was like, "Do you want to start a band called Gypsy Wig?"
Sure.
Yep.
How'd you guys meet as people, not as musicians? Because I doubt that you guys met in birth screen. It's not like you.
Me and John went to like sister high schools, like down the road from each other.
Oh, okay. So.
No, and then our guitar player quit, and then the same dude who told him to go to the show was like, "Hey, you should ask this Mike Taddeo guy to be in your band. He's like really cool." And then we asked him. And then he quit. And then he played for a little bit, and we were too serious.
And then I quit, and then I was like, oh, they're never gonna be friends with me again.
Hey, what brings you guys out today for this documentary?
The camaraderie.
Freaky Weekend.
The Freaky Weekend.
That's what you called it.
How was it recording in the church?
It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot hotter than I expected. We almost brought a fan, and then Mike was like, "Oh, there's no room. There's no room."
There was no room. We were gonna bring this.
How did you guys pick the songs that you were going to be recorded?
The songs that we played. The reason we played them is because we don't have any recordings of them. We recorded some other songs.
So it was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so we figured, what the hell,
Now, how is it playing in front of a giant stained glass portrayal of Jesus Christ? How does that feel?
Inspiring?
Yeah.
I think inspiring is the word.
I felt it.
Motivating.
Yeah. I would say, I'm just a big fan of stained glass in general.
Yeah. Personal hobbies outside of music. They've been asking that one all day. So.
Sex?
Basketball?
Oh, that's a unified hobby, basketball.
Before we get too sweaty, I think we have one more question.
Sure.
And
the important
we're in this
questions.
room. You guys have any confessions? Or did you each have to make a confession?
We drank a beer under the bridge.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty.
Oh, shit. That's 7 Hail Marys, guys. I drove up by myself because Murph from Indian Princess was supposed to come up, but he had other obligations. So I ended up having to make the drive by myself. And, you know, when you're by yourself in a car for 4.5 hours, you kind of start thinking of things. And I was kind of thinking about how it was really fitting that I'm driving, like I'm taking a long drive by myself, like making like a pilgrimage to a church to listen to music all weekend. Because, you know, personally, for me, music is, I think, the most important thing that I have in my life. It's just something, whenever you're down, a song could come on and, like, completely pull you out of a funk. It, like, unifies people, and it unifies people of varying backgrounds and ethnicities. There's no, like, you look at certain religions, there's kind of, they're exclusive in some regard, where music isn't exclusive. If you like the same organized sounds, then you can find a common bond over that and make friends who you might not have never made if they weren't at a show or if they didn't, you know, like the same band you like. So,
like, pretty much everyone I knew was here this weekend. I wouldn't know any of them if it wasn't playing music.
And it's really cool when people kind of come together and like preserve it and make sure there's like places for it or there's just an outlet for it. Yeah. So I mean, this place is a great outlet. It's like it's really mind blowing in terms of that your neighbor Eric was just kind of like let us come up here. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I think this music's the most powerful thing on earth and the greatest unifier and best therapy, so it's kind of fitting to do it in a place that used to be the kind of the other side of it, like the spiritual, whatever. Wow, I'm like starting to...
It's starting to get hot.
Yeah, you know,
We're Trois Chaud. I'm Michael Ambrose.
I'm Erin Hayes.
Colleen Crowley.
All right. So how did you guys meet? Like, not like, you know, form the band, but just personally. Like, how did you guys run into each other?
Well, Mike and I met at Hamilton Street Cafe and Stage.
Okay.
He was running sound and I was working in the cafe.
And you were offering free beverages for life to anyone who would allow you to cut their hair into a mullet or a mohawk.
And then I met Erin at a show.
But I met Michael Ambrose first, I think.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Probably.
From shows.
From shows, yeah.
Shows.
I don't really
met in the land of music.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah.
Was it fitting? So when did Les Trois Chaud become a band?
April of last year.
Yeah.
And I wasn't meant to be your drummer.
No, you weren't.
Yeah.
It was really funny because we were supposed to have... I don't even remember who we were going to ask.
It was you, me, Jeff Erg.
Jeff Erg wanted to drum, that's right. And Chris Lanz.
And there was a miscommunication and Erin showed up on...
I showed up early.
Yeah, 1 week early. 1 week and 10 minutes early.
Yes, 1 week and 10 minutes early.
We're precise in this band.
Yeah, so I just, you guys just asked me to sit behind the kit. And I was like, whatever.
Yeah, we were just going to jam and Colleen was there and she was doing really well with drums, so we said, what the hell?
It worked.
And what were you doing, I guess, before Les Trois Chaud, like musically? What was your previous project, I guess?
Most recently I was playing in a blues band to make a few bucks before that. But I got burnt out on music, so I figured if music is gonna suck, I may as well make money doing it. It's horrible. It's really sad. It's really sad. But.
And I was playing in a band called Pumpkin Love, and we still have secret shows every now and then.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God, we were in a lot. Well, you were in a lot of bands before that, but let's not get into that.
No, let's not get into that.
I was in several bands before that too, but most recently, I guess it was Full Fancy, and then now I'm in this band and another band called Sun Puddles, which I play drums and guitar.
But we were all in a band together once before.
We were.
Yeah,
we were in
the Kinetics.
We were the Kinetics. We played one show.
On my birthday.
On your birthday. And we broke up because I quit and went on tour.
How did the name happen? Because, you know, it's foreign.
Should we let this out? Should we, I don't know.
You're in the confession booth.
It was a big joke, really.
We wanted the most pretentious band name of all time.
Yeah.
And we're like, what's more pretentious than...
Well, it's got to be...
It has to be French.
It has to be French.
Hard to pronounce.
And it has to proclaim how great we are in some ways. We were like, well, how do you say... We're sexy. So how do you say hot in French? We're like, chaud. And I'm like, well, there's three of us, so... Les Trois Chaud. It just started as a joke, and it just stuck.
Hotties, pretty much.
The
hot three.
Yeah.
Hot three.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was, we just had some laughs with it, and it stuck.
Yeah. Now, obviously, that leads to some mispronunciation. What's your favorite?
It's
the
kind
Twat
of
Show.
Yeah.
The Twat Show. That's my favorite.
Outside of music, what are your hobbies? Your personal hobbies?
People
hobbies.
I don't know what I do.
I just finished art school. I do printmaking and artist book making, and Yeah, that's probably my biggest thing next to music and writing.
I'm writing a crappy science fiction novel and
Intentionally crappy.
intentionally crappy, yeah, and a non-intentionally maybe crappy, perhaps good musical. I crochet.
What does pay the bills for you guys right now? What are your real jobs?
I am the stage manager and head of promo at the Stanhope House, a live music venue in Stanhope, New Jersey.
I do meeting planning at a medical device company called Integra. I do like trade shows at our, national sales meeting, summer sales meeting.
I work for the man.
Oh.
Damn the man!
That's all you
Save
need
the
to know.
empire.
Do you guys have anything to confess? Any confessions that you want to make?
I really, really love ska. I really
God,
do. I love
he does.
ska.
It's not a lot. I'm pretty boring.
All right.
I really severely dislike most medieval times actors and, like the Renaissance fair people.
Yeah.
I severely dislike any sort of
medieval time.
You got no tears left, but you just can't stop shaking. When the vultures eat up your heart, that wasn't theirs for the taking. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. You're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. You're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. When old classmates come by with all their ducks in a row, it's still a shitty job with no place to go. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. They're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. You're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. And when you look in the mirror, and your face just looks so old, it's not that you have wrinkles, just hands that too cold. When you don't even know where to rest your little head, and part of you died that day, laying on the hospital bed. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. You're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. They're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight. They work their 9 to 5, they found without a fight. They're pushing coffee and hoping to be out by midnight.
Describe your music to us.
You ever see Jurassic Park?
The scene where he's getting bitten off the toilet.
That's it.
That's it. There's a lot of violence.
Violence and mirrors. We like to make a scene so it looks like there's more violence that's happening than actually is happening because of the mirrors.
Do you find it hard keeping interested in your own music?
I mean, if we did, we'd probably break up or something. I don't know.
How is it recording in a church?
It's interesting. I thought we were gonna have a lot more reverb nightmares to deal with. The recordings are coming out awesome, and I think it was our best vocal performance because we were able to hear ourselves really well.
What about the setup with microphones and stuff? Is it the same as recording in a regular location?
For the most part, yeah.
Pretty much.
It's pretty standard, except usually you don't have a microphone 30 feet in the air in the back, taking the whole room in. So usually recording in a small space.
How do you create the atmosphere for yourself? And why do you guys do that?
I think just from seeing some acts play that I look up to, seeing them do a full light show and stuff, just they'd be fine with just the music and playing, in bright lights, but the light show just I think adds something else that it could allow people to get even more lost in the music. I think
that and a lot of with the way we are in this kind of time period, everything is visual stimulus anyway.
What are your major influences musically?
Everything is growing up around music my whole life,
living,
and I don't know if you want to get specific bands. I think in our sound, we get a lot of people comparing us to Frank Zappa and Mars Volta.
Is there a meaning behind the name Japanic Attack?
We get some interesting reactions from when people ask what's your band's name, and they're usually
Some people will laugh, some people, but I think it's pretty memorable for some reason. Maybe it's too offensive.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel it fits the music. Like everything is very kind of frenetic, you know, like right there in your face.
What do you hope people to take away from your music?
Scars.
Diseases. Mental breakdowns.
What do you think of this whole church experience that Pulp put together?
Religious. Absolutely religious.
This is my religion. I think it's great. Seeing, for me, seeing a lot of old faces who I haven't seen in a couple years in their new bands, and they've gotten even better. And it's like great to see everyone all together and stay pretty positive. And like, I think I saw some awesome music all weekend.
Yeah. From the moment the thing opened up, it was just great music.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this giant church, how big it is. I thought we were going to walk in this little rinky-dink.
Little bow-dinkle thing,
yeah.
Nothing worth a damn, but now we
this
walk in,
church
it's like...
It's like 150 years old almost, I think.
It's just right, too, because I played in churches before. I played in church in Brooklyn, and it was humongous, and it was just way too much, like, reverb and, like, reflections everywhere. This is, like, the perfect size church. Because any bigger, I would have been
Confess.
I ate James's donut.
I dropped my donut on the floor.
In the middle of the night, I hid all the hot dogs for myself, but then I felt bad and put them back in the fridge.
This is a song I wrote last week.
Oh, I want a big brick house, dream of blue and gold. Oh, the deepest blue, like inland ocean road. Like the eyes of the old Victorian gold. Well, I ain't got no money, just a soul. And it's a lifelong vow, putting the heels in the ground. Just can't let no devil occupy your home. Just can't let no devil occupy your home. Meet you down where the aquifers go, where the water gap, Delaware's great hope. Old Mine Road, Appalachian Trail, and I echo. Maybe there our feet may finally find the road. And it's a lifelong vow, putting the heels in the ground. Just can't let no devil occupy your home. Just can't let no devil occupy your home.
All right, we're here with Brick Mower. Introduce yourselves and tell us where you're from.
I'm Eric. I'm from Keensburg or Sayreville. One of those two, where I'm living.
I'm Kristen. I'm from Keensburg, New Jersey.
I'm Steve. I'm from Middletown, New Jersey.
Now, how did you guys all meet? Like personally, not how did the band form, but like how did you meet as individuals?
I met Kristen at Montclair State University. Send your kids in your tuition there. And yeah, so, and we played in a couple bands for a while before this one.
Then I found them on Craigslist.
Oh yeah.
What were you guys
better.
expecting coming up here this weekend?
Little sleep, which we got.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I thought the church was going to be older. It was a really beautiful place. So,
Yeah. Didn't know what to expect, but this is definitely something like we couldn't not do. This is like really cool.
How was the ride?
Quick.
No
a quick 4 hours. Up in the middle of the night. Got in at 5 a.m.
Did you have to do anything to prepare for this?
Played 2 shows before this. Played Philly and then Long Island last night.
Drink a few Red Bulls.
Some Red Bulls, gas station coffee, and Paramus.
And how did you guys pick the songs that you guys were going to play today?
Stuff that just came out on our LP.
Me and Kristen stand behind Eric and we hit him in the back of the head so he writes down 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah. Whichever come to mind first.
So what are some kind of hobbies you guys have outside of music? What are some things you like to do? Maybe favorite TV shows that you're really obsessed with or whatever?
The Kids in the Hall.
Oh yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. Yeah.
I'm all about True Blood because I'm a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah, I'm just like Kids in the Hall, like cats and stuff.
Have you guys played with a lot of these other bands before?
Played Melissa and Paul. Twice in one day. A couple months ago. It was awesome.
Were your expectations for this church then?
Oh, even better, for me. Yeah, it was just so cool.
Beautiful area up here, too.
Especially around. There's no really. We keep finding houses that someone got inherited a house, or they have an empty house that they use for shows, or someone bought a church, and there's nothing like that around us. Maybe someone's parents go away for the weekend and they have a basement show.
We're leaving this very bitter. Everybody has such good luck.
I think it's kind of touching on that, this idea of kind of a more communal attitude towards music, where it's let people into your house or into your church that you bought for an organ, as Eric did. But what do you guys think the cultural significance of music is in society?
For me, it's just curbing boredom, something to do, a reason to travel.
It's not something to keep you sane beyond just working your job and watching TV.
Just personal fulfillment, Not everybody's into art and music, but I mean, if you are, go do it. There's no reason not to.
And do you have like a meaning that you try to put out in your songs and through your lyrics?
Nothing. Not
Specific songs.
Extremely political.
No.
And anarchic. No.
Or like what motivates your lyrics that you guys say?
Some stream of conscience stuff. Personally, I don't know.
All right, I guess this brings us to the confession portion of the interview. If you guys have any
secret.
confessions, we are in the sanctity of the booth.
I ate the peanut butter. It was me. Sorry.
I clogged up the toilet before.
Okay.
That was you.
There's definitely been some of that.
I guess I confess that I'm very boring. I have nothing to confess.
Sorry, guys.
Walking around on 2 hours sleep, and I swear that the demons are real. Pulled a short from a full cup of coffee. The madcap laughs right behind me, and I'm just fishing for change. The memory bank all tied up. Beware of what towards the soles of my shoes. The madcap laughs right behind me, and I will just say shut. 'Cause you know you're so fat. When the doubts are down, then you won't turn around. There's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me. Been up in a trial of sleep. I know now that nothing is real. Yeah, that I breathe, think that I keep, and I see you there. Just riding around. The bike I got trusted up. Sort of a clear. I see that you're there with a bunch of sun right behind me, and I will just say shut. 'Cause you know you're so better. When the doubts are down, then you won't turn around. There's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me. Just say shut up, 'cause you know you're so fed up. But when the doubts are down, then you won't turn around. There's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me. You know there's nothing to see right behind me.
Me and my buddy James, who's out there setting up various microphones and things, it started back in 2000, and we started, just putting on we only got to put on a couple shows. It was right around the time when a lot of like local venues, halls and stuff like that, they wouldn't let people do shows anymore because too much stuff got messed up, people breaking stuff or like drinking on premises and whatnot. So we put on a couple shows and, hope to have kind of like somewhat like a little label or something, put out some records of us and our friends and whatnot. And that's pretty much what we ended up doing. We started with a compilation that was a cassette tape with four bands that were our friends, and then subsequent releases were, of those individual bands, and then, it's kind of just continued on the same way. And we tried to keep everything very DIY and, low cost and whatnot, so it wasn't like, hey, we got our CD, it's $35. But I don't know. So it's still ongoing. We've been working on the latest volume of like a compilation. It's actually only the third one, because there's been a large span of time has passed since the second one came out. That was probably like 2003 or something like that.
I graduated.
Yeah, but yeah, now that's what's coming out next. There's gonna be 2 CDs with 30 different bands on them.
Most of the songs are exclusive to the comp.
Yeah, most of them are exclusive to the comp, which is very cool. And the other ones that aren't, I mean, some stuff came up last minute for some of the people that couldn't do it, but I mean, I was excited just to have them on board, just because now was I think a great time where a lot of people are just doing a lot of awesome stuff, making a lot of awesome art and a lot of awesome music. And You know, it was just time for another compilation, but this time we just reached out to, you know, people that weren't our immediate friends, and we're like, yes, that's why it expanded so much. And I don't know, I'm really excited about it. I'm excited about what everyone's doing locally and whatnot.
Same here.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's going on right now with the music around you that bothers you?
I think something that's bothered me for like a long time was just that there was a lack of teamwork or camaraderie, if you will, amongst like local bands and things like that. I guess there was just a lack of like positivity, and that's something that still bothers me now sometimes when, like, you know, when people have like serious attitude problems and it's like, you know, F this band, F that band, or, you know, whatever. When really, I mean, as you know, we can see at this event here, it's just like a whole bunch of people like coming together, working together to like make something really cool. And it's like, I think if, you know, everyone put forth a little effort, it's like, you know, there would be a lot more, you know, cool records coming out, a lot more shows, a lot more like whatever that aren't exactly.
Do you have any confessions?
No, I can't do that. That's good. I can't do that.
How long have you been playing together?
Since October.
Yeah, so what is that, 6 months, 7 months?
Do you have like a general message you try to put out in your songs?
No.
Or like what's like kind of like motivation behind some of your lyrics?
They just kind of happen. Like for me, like writing's really like therapeutic, and I won't be thinking about anything. I'll just start writing, and it makes sense after the fact. Usually it's about getting normal and like, you know, wanting to feel good.
Work.
It's a lot about work. I don't want to admit that.
Yeah, the best times we jam are when we don't have something coming up and we're just hanging out. It's like, oh, let's go downstairs and jam. And that's usually the most fun, where we get the most stuff done.
Was it difficult playing in the church, your set?
Yes. I thought it was difficult. I couldn't. It was hard. The tempos were all over the place. You'll see. Because you have to like lock into the right. You either hear the reverb or I was trying to watch your fingers, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it easy keeping interested in your own music?
I think so. Yeah, because it comes from inside, so it's like it's you, you know. And if you're interested in yourself, you know, some people aren't. But
how and why did you choose the songs that you played today?
I thought of them because they were really like airy, and I thought they would sound awesome in the church, like really slow, like everything that you hit, like just.
Yeah, we don't like the fast songs. Really, I think would have kind of got lost as far as like while you're sitting there.
Yeah, it would have been like really a lot of noise.
What are your goals with the band?
Well,
to tour Europe and the West Coast one day.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
We talked about it.
Wait, hold on.
We're going on a 29-day tour in August, but that's all East Coast, and it's gonna be a star. So we still want to do it after that.
Oh no! I know the biggest goal. We want to play Webster Hall one day. It's like the coolest place. Yeah.
Just to play with our favorite bands. Like my friends got a chance to play with their favorite bands. It must be an awesome thing. But you know, if it happens, it happens. If not, I think we can keep it going. Like we both work, so it's not like we're banking on it, but we have. You know, we do it. It takes up a lot of our time, so just to do a lot, do as much as we can with it.
Invest something.
Okay. I'm really smelly. And I didn't.
We've been here for 3 days.
I just brushed my teeth for the first time in like 3 days.
I don't know. I've been to a confession booth before, and I am confirmed, but I don't really stick with that. This is the longest I've ever spent in a church. How's that?
When you walk down the path, the clouds turn gray. When you walk down the path, the clouds turn gray. Yeah, the rain almost every day. Yeah, the rain almost every day. When you see the ice caps mile wide. When you see the ice caps mile wide. When you see them, you have 30 days to die. When you're dying, you don't have to try. When you find the apple in your eye, when you find the apple in your eye, you have to try hard not to lose what you find. You have to try hard not to lose what you find. When the grass grows to your knees so deep, when the grass grows to your knees so deep, you'll step on things that you can't see. You'll step on things that you can't see. When your eyes are open, your mouth gets wide. When your eyes are open, your mouth gets wide. When they're open, you can feel inside. When they're open, you can feel inside.
Now, how did you all meet? Like, individually, not like to come together as a band, but like, how'd you meet personally, and then how did that relationship kind of develop into this?
We all met through him.
He's the gum?
Pretty much.
So we went chef through you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Paul and I met at a New Year's party when we were in high school. We've been making music ever since. Sarah and I met at school.
What school?
William Patterson. We both do sound engineering now. And Tyler and I met in high school.
Then I met Tyler through Kevin.
Tiernan wants to grab me.
And then I played bass in another band with Paul playing guitar.
What were your expectations coming up here for the church retreat? And how were they fulfilled or not fulfilled? Or
we didn't ever came to the church before, so I didn't expect it to be this extravagant.
Yeah, I think kind of honestly,
it's overwhelming. Not overwhelming, just pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I think really everything about this has kind of exceeded really any expectation that of anybody I've talked to. Like, just everything from the size of the church to how nice it wound up being and
how it sounds.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm a pessimist. I was convinced that it was going to be very hard to get loud bands to play in such a loud place.
Off the big ceiling.
But I think it couldn't have worked better. And I guess that means I don't know a lot about sound.
Does that just happen, or is that just like how's the music kind of influence your stage show, or is it just something that just your personality, or?
Yeah, it's just an excuse to be an asshole.
I think one of the cool things that happened when we started this band for the people who approached me about doing it was a really like no rules kind of thing, and just kind of do whatever you want. And I've always felt like if you're in a band, it could be inappropriate to do certain things, like musically, and it's cool to just do whatever the hell you want. And like Paul said, you can just act like an asshole.
So have no barriers.
Yeah,
and is that
we do a lot of the stuff just to please each other.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are in a few other bands. Is this one kind of like your recess?
I think every band has its ups and downs of stress and stuff, but they're all pleasant.
What do you guys think is the cultural significance of music? Obviously you're a heavier band, you're in like a different genre, but like overall, what do you think music does for people as an individual and as a society?
Move them.
For me, it's like it's everything. Like everything I think about, like it just keeps my mind busy. If I'm not thinking about music, I'm probably not thinking.
There's been nothing in my life that's been more reliable or connecting than music. I think that it's way more important than anybody might realize or talk about. You know, and something like this, I think, is really, really great. And the way that it went off was so great because it was everybody kind of just blended into one kind of communal vibe. You know, there's lots of different kinds of music, heavy music, light music, all that kind of shit. But like, you know, I think it really blended into this one big, awesome thing where everybody was on the same plane and everybody was wanting the same thing. So,
not to mention the amount of talent that was in this church this weekend.
Some of the stuff
all
just came
gathered at
together
one
here,
time.
but-
Yeah. I mean, even this guy is staring at people. I mean, it's just, you know, but just to, you know, music's even moving him at 9 months old. You know.
What do you think is the difference between this experience, where your audience is other musicians entirely for the most part, rather than just music fans?
To be fair, first though, I think a lot of our shows wind up being just other musicians, so it's not that huge a leap for us.
I was gonna say that, like, touching on something Paul said earlier, like, we do this a lot for ourselves, and that, you know, not in a dick way at all, not like we're like consciously trying to ignore everybody or something, but I think we really try and focus on what is rewarding as a group of 5 people. And so to me, doing this in terms of that was not very different, and I think that's important because that's one of the things that was like important about this band, is just to do stuff that we all really, really get into. And I was more so worried about it like in the opposite direction, like it would be hard to get that vibe happening, but it totally happened, so I'm really happy.
And I guess now brings us to the confession part of the interview. Any confessions that you guys have, either of the week from the weekend or life in general, that you wanna share, get off your chest?
I felt like a dick getting a hotel, but then I showered and I immediately didn't feel like it.
I never felt like it.
I really like Dashboard Professional's first record.
I breathe your love and I sweat your love. I shake your love. I smell your love. And you snort your love. Inhale your love. Inject your love. You pray, you cry, I'm addicted.
Let's talk about Mustache Magazine a little bit. I know you guys have been doing that for what, 2-3 years now?
We started in 2009, but we took a break for a little while. At the time, I was really into photography. I was taking pictures at every show, and
I was putting on shows as LP productions.
And it kind of just stemmed from that because we were not in bands, but we still wanted to be involved in the local music scene and be a part of it.
Yeah, so we took the nerdier aspect and wrote it all down.
And also, it's just something kind of needed to be out like that with because we have so many amazing bands in our area that.
Yeah, we wanted to show our appreciation.
You guys pretty much built a bridge between a certain area of Brooklyn and North Jersey, which is cool. So, how many magazines do you have now? 4?
Yes, the fourth issue.
Awesome. Probably for the past, ever since your newest issue came out, every show I've been to, people have been sitting there. Even at the church, I was walking around yesterday, and there's people in the pews here. I saw 3 different people just looking through it, checking it out.
It's always awesome, and it's with people like this around here, we got a lot of compliments and kind of reassurance because, like you said, we don't get paid for it. We put a lot of work into it, so it's always nice to hear that.
Yeah, the Why Mustache Magazine. Why did you call it that?
It was actually a joke. Vince Basile at the time had a really nice mustache, and her and Olivia, our original layout girl, asked if I wanted to be a part of their magazine, and I kind of just told them only if we can call it Mustache Mag, and it stuck.
Yeah, because we were definitely actually it happened pretty fast, but we didn't even really have a title brainstorming period really.
Have you had an opportunity to make your own confessions yet?
No.
Would you like to take this opportunity now?
I can say one for both of us. We can't really grow mustaches. We're not really mustache girls.
We try, and yeah,
nothing happens.
Yeah, so when did you get started with music? Because obviously we don't have to ask you where the band name came from. It's just your name. So.
I started around 11. Started playing guitar around 11. When my dad used to come home from work and strum a couple chords and make up songs. He kind of pushed me along, to try to do it. At first I didn't want to play, but then I dove into it.
And then you have a really kind of interesting style of playing. How did you get from just being an 11-year-old kid kind of fooling around with chords to basically using the guitar in its entirety, and then even incorporating the suitcase as a kick drum? When did that kind of that style of playing become your own?
Well, it evolved from when I was real young. I started listening to metal bands really heavily in high school. So I only listened to heavy metal really, old Metallica and Pantera and Slayer and stuff. And I was pretty close-minded at the time. I didn't think I would ever like anything else. And I never really played acoustic guitar. I did, maybe with my dad a couple times, but for the most part it was just electric guitar, thrashing and learning lead guitar solos or whatever, and playing as fast as you can.
Yeah, and just headbanging.
You're right. And then I don't know, over the years, and then I got a little older and started in high school listening to Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and some of the older classic rock stuff, your Zeppelin, your Hendrix, and Black Sabbath, and those bands like that, and it kind of turned me onto this side of that there's an acoustic element involved. So, but what really changed my life was hearing Michael Hedges for the first time, who's a fingerstyle guitarist who, I don't know, he kind of paved the way for a lot of fingerstyle guitar players, but it was always about how do I make an acoustic guitar sound bigger or better, or, how do you get an acoustic instrument to fill up a room? And that was, reading some of the stuff that he had done. It was really I don't know, it made me want to do that.
Yeah. And you obviously use the loop pedal and then have that kind of I guess helps build it, because you can kind of layer tracks and make it feel and especially with the kick drum or the suitcase as the kick drum, it kind of creates this one-man band. Did that come after this? You learned kind of fingerstyle playing, or?
Well, there's been a lot of people who've done it in the past, and everyone has a different approach to it. I believe I saw a guy by the name of Jeff Lang. He was using they call it a stomp box. It's just a piece of plywood with a special mic under it. I've always loved suitcases, so the suitcase thing just kind of works the same. It's the same concept, so.
Outside of music, what are some other hobbies or activities that you take part in?
I love to hike.
Hiking?
Yeah, I love backpacking. You know, like getting in the woods and getting away from everything. And
what do you think? I guess the cultural significance of music is in this world, crazy, wacky world we live in.
To me, it's everything that ever is and ever will be. I think it's hugely significant to everybody.
Yeah,
that's why.
In some way.
In some way.
What's your take on the idea that like music is a religion in a way? Or...
It's always been my only take, really.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's the thing that makes me feel at peace. You know, it's the thing that makes me like really feel fulfilled at the end of the day, and that's what I think that religion does for a lot of people.
How do you think this whole experience was? What are you going to gain from this experience?
And the fact that you know, Paul was able to put this together and get so many different bands on board, and luckily he never had even been here. I mean, this is a beautiful space to be in, but I think it's really rewarding just to know that you could stumble upon something like that just by doing what you love to do. And that means a lot. That means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to Paul, and I think at the end of the day he's going to be pretty happy with the outcome.
And I still remember summer morning when we were both born to ride, nowhere to see, nowhere to be. That's when life was life. But now I don't feel right without you by my side. I'll always cherish the time that we spent together. I don't want to say goodbye. Now I hear people telling stories, but they did not know you like me. Well, I wish I could tell the people how good a guy could really be. Now I don't feel right without you by my side. But I'll always cherish the time that we spent together. I don't want to say goodbye. Lord, no. Now I don't feel right without you by my side. I'll always cherish the time that we spent together. I don't want to say goodbye. You
guys very much. That meant a lot, man. Thank you.
If everyone wasn't working together for the same thing, it would have been a disaster. My friend Justin, who I play in a band with called Kill by the Bull, this resonates with me, this quote. He said, it's just like, if you're presented with two ideas, always go with the crazier idea. So that's kind of like what we did here. And I think that it wouldn't have happened the way it did without the help of everybody. I hope that it's something that people are going to see and say, I wish we were a part of it. And then, should we do it again? I'm not going to say it's going to be as cool, because always the first time's cooler. But we could even do other things with it. But I hope people are going to want to see it and want to be a part of it, want to be this group of people that we have playing music together, and just want to get to know more about that. They like one band on it, they can find more bands. They can just see that we're doing something positive together.